Hi guys, Ryan from LIG here. Today, I will be doing a basic guide to Corki mid lane, based on what I've seen in the LCS and also from my personal experience. First of all, let's talk about the pros. So Corki is a champion, provides your team with magic damage. This is great as it means the enemy team can't just stack armor like if you were to play Varus mid for example. He has very good wave clear, which is extremely important to have on a mid laner, due to the mid lane tower being an essential component in gaining map pressure early on. He also has a very strong low cooldown poke in his ultimate. Corki is also a relatively safe pick, because you've got your W to escape from a gank or all-in, and if anyone tries to follow you it does damage to them. Corki has a very strong mid-game spike with Trinity Force and Sork Shoes. Due to his ultimate being so spammable you can get a lot of Sheen procs. Sork Shoes also help you mitigate any early magic resist the enemy may have built up, and this is great as Corki is about 70% magic damage. So the pros of taking Corki mid over ADC. When you take Corki mid lane, you can pick up the package and then sit mid lane, carrying out the lane as normal. And as soon as you see the opportunity to roam, you can use the outer combat move speed and the very large range of the package to basically gank wherever you want. This is due to mid lane being sat right in the middle of the map, obviously, so you can go either top or bot lane. If Corki is taken ADC, however, you're rather limited where you go as you have to plan this out from base, rather than being able to just take the package and wait this out. You need to be careful with this because the package only has a 1 minute duration. You also don't need to take the AD champion mid lane to avoid stacking magic damage, as Corki is your team's magic damage. Of course you can take the AP champ mid, but it means that as the game goes on later you become slightly weaker due to not having any AD threats and magic resist being easily stacked. So the cons of taking Corki mid are you have no CC, outside of the package. This means setting up a gank can be very difficult, unless your jungler has a very strong CC, say Elise's stun. You can also get countered by assassins due to being extremely squishy, and your only mobility is fairly short range, but it's got a very large cooldown. If you fall behind on Corki, you're pretty much useless. Your damage won't be that high, and you offer zero utility outside of the package for your team. Compare this to say an Annie, who even when behind, can still get a 5-man ult off and win a team fight off that alone. So the runes I would run on Corki mid lane are as follows. Attack damage or hybrid penetration marks, depending on what your preference. If I'm against an AD champion, I will go armor seals, CDR blues and AD quints. If I'm against an AP champion, I will take scaling HP seals, flat magic resist blues and AD quints. So for masteries, I like to go 12-18-0, getting sorcery and natural talent in the ferocity tree, and secret stash, merciless, dangerous game and Thunderlord's decree and cunning. I like Thunderlords due to the low cooldown on your ult, meaning it's very easy to proc it, and also if someone runs over your W or the package, the ticking damage will apply Thunderlords rather quickly. The build I run as Corki mid is as follows. I like to go Trinity Force into Sork Shoes for a very strong mid game spike. If I'm against a heavy AP threat like LeBlanc, I'll get a Hex Drinker, followed by an Essence Reaver to get 30% CDR. You want to get a lifesteal item next, so Bloodthirster is a very good choice for early sieging, or a Blade of the Ruined King if they have a lot of tanks, and yeah. Your last two items should be something like Rapid Fire Cannon for additional poke, or maybe a Static Shiv for increased wave clear. And if you got the Hex Drinker, you could upgrade that to a more Mortius, or get a Mercurial Scimitar if you didn't. The Mercurial Scimitar is very good if you're against high CC teams, so if they have say like a Lissandra, a Lelise, a Morgana, things like that. And more is very good if they have say like a Lissandra top lane, an Elise jungle and a LeBlanc mid, so high AP threats. GA can also be good, if the other two items don't really apply. So for the general playstyle of Corki mid, in lane you just want to farm and poke when you can. The idea being that as you have very low kill pressure, poking out your enemy will be a very good way to help you gain a lead. Mid game, all Corki wants to do is siege towers, he's very good at it. So mid game, your goal is to sit back behind your team, fire off your ult whenever you can, trying to chunk out the enemy and zone them from the tower. making sure to keep your Valkyrie for escaping if you get engaged on. And try to use the Triforce procs on the towers or anyone that walks close, as they do a lot of damage mid-game.